Hey, welcome to Process. My name is Dr. John Bush. This is my updated FFPC draft landscape patterns, etc. Kind of expanded it a little bit, never satisfied. Uh, this is what I'm going to be using next couple weeks, just to kind of get my head around the journey. I do a top-down approach, and it's probably different from what most people do. And I'm sharing it with you guys here on the Science of Fantasy Football. And enjoy, hang at that site. Lots of good stuff. I think it's good because I helped make it. Anyway, let's roll. In FFPC Classic Leagues, 20 rounds. And first thing I like to do is this draft date, like to make this. It's round, uh, defense, place kicker, quarterback, running back, tight end, wide receiver. Grand total, of course, is 12. I assume 12 teams. I do then, is there a bias running back, wide receiver? There it is. And I give the actual counts based on ADP of, on an average draft, how many of each position are drafted. And it gives me a feel for the patterns. Doesn't mean I'm following this. It just, I need to understand, and you need to understand what is going on. And this year's is different. We're more WR centric than we've ever been. It's been, last year it started moving that way, but usually it's been more running back centric. So this is an interesting thing. So that means a lot of people are probably doing more of a zero or low RB drafting. And if you look at the first six, it looks like people are pushing to get 4 WRs and 2 running backs. That is just unheard of these days. And that's really a change from how it was. But now you know what people are doing. And so you can then decide, do you want to go where everybody else is at, or do you want to break ranks and go heavy RB or some other variance here? But at least you're not surprised. Okay. And you can see the first quarterback starts going in the second round. Tight end, of course, Kelsey goes, Andrews, and probably Hawkinson rounds 1, 2, and 3. Then you have round 4 and 5, 2 and 2. So there are, what is that? 7 tight ends gone. Notice round 6 tends to be no tight ends. So the public is saying there's a break here in the top 7 and everybody else. So I think that was kind of interesting. Quarterbacks have a break in round 7. Really don't pick up to round 10. So if you look at that, it is clear there's these early guys, then people are chewing on the next round, but some people are waiting to round 10 or so. I'm not sure I'm waiting that long, but there are some later targets that I've planned. So you need to plan. And as far as defenses and kickers, I stream. But if you've got to have a draft and hold, folks, first defenses are starting to roll out at, 13th round, place kickers. Tucker's going around 14. That's too early for my blood, but just there you go. Uh, what else? The next columns is a running count of who's been drafted as far as numbers. And I did a color metric scheme looking for RB1s, WR1s, etc. And the way you interpret that is by the end of round 2, you are heavily into uh, are going into round 2 wide receivers. There'll be 13 chewed up by the end of round 2. So round 2, but WR1s are gone by that. RB1s are gone by round 3. So they're going to be lagging this year, completely different than other years. Uh, Round 4, WR2s are playing out, and we're starting WR3s. Round 7, the WR3s are out, starting round WR4s, and they're gone by round 9. And then those guys are gone by round 13, 16, and then 20 there. So you can follow the trend. Running backs 3, 6, 9, 12. Look, go by threes here. 12, 15. Isn't that interesting? Kind of almost a pattern to it. Tight ends, the top 12 tight ends are gone by round 9. Quarterbacks round 10. So most everybody is horsed in a QB or a tight end at least by round 9 and 10. So you can make some plans there on what's what uh, there. So you have an idea of what's going on. I graphed that so you can kind of see. Here's round 1. I did the purple line here. So you can kind of follow, this is wide receivers. When they're hitting round 4, they're hitting into the second, okay, into the third, round 7, into the fourth, round 9. And right here, a little bit slow here, round 12, 13, round, WR4s here. I'm sorry, 5s are starting in here. So you can kind of use this as a visual way to see when things are happening. So I kind of like to do that just to see what's what. I like to see the gaps. I thought round 8 was very interesting in what's happening here on round 8 there. So in round 9, notice there's a gap at round 5 as well. So that I think is interesting as far as looks like wide receivers are picking up right here, picking up right there, slow down, pick up again. Kind of a pattern to it. And again, people may not even realize what the pattern is. See, that's what I think people get going. So that's why you need to understand the landscape before you get heavily involved. So you need to think about what you're doing, what are you looking for, getting an idea. When do you want your quarterback? When do you want your tight end? These kind of things. If you've got some secret players, WRs, RBs at certain rounds, you just need to know how that's going to play. You don't need to be after the fact flipping papers and things are happening. You're getting mad, frustrated. That is just not how you want to go into the. That's why I go into slow drafts, as many as I can do, so I have plenty of time to think and think and think again. Uh, Next thing are the visual patterns. The circles are the uh, players drafted, and this is round 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you can start seeing the patterns here of when, what, and where. So you can start making a plan. Like Mahomes is going deep into the second round. So your choice is going to be grab a WR and then Mahomes, or grab an RB and then Mahomes. But you're probably not going to be able to do a WR, RB, and then Mahomes. You might get away with Hurts or Allen, so you might get one of each kind of thing. So you need to understand, what can be done and what, should be done and what might be done. You just don't need to be like, well, damn it, I wanted this. It's kind of like, I know we all want the whole damn thing. You can't have that, right? It's just not going to work there. You can see runs and gaps, and that's stuff that gets me intrigued a little bit. And dead zone for quarterbacks. These three go, then there's Burrow, and then it gets really silent here. Tight ends are one, 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 and then two. So you just need, if you want one of these early tight ends, you're going to have to make a move again. You're going to, you can't get like, you can get a WRB and Andrews, but you can't get Mahomes, right? Again, you might be able to get one of these, Andrews, and a quarterback if that's your strategy. But you just need to kind of plan what you might have at the end of 4 rounds. Here's rounds 5 to 8. Again, look at this run of RBs right here in round 6. It's crazy. Do people even, have anybody even talked about this? Okay. So people just are forgetting about our WRs. So they're basically saying after round 5, the WRs, and there's nothing that I want to worry about till about, look at this pattern right here. So it's the flip. Here's round 6. Here's round 8. It completely flips from RBs to WR. So that is going to be really happening. So your league mates are probably going to all grab running back. So there's going to be a run here, and then WRs are going to run again. Okay, so you just need to say, what am I going to do about that? What are some of these RBs in here? Am I happy about? Here's some of these, another cluster of quarterbacks. What am I doing? Look at the tight ends here. Where am I drafting? If I'm drafting a later tight end here, telling you can use this as a way to make plans. Here's 9 to 12. Same kind of thing. A lot more running backs here, 9 and 10 versus WRs. And again, look at 11 and 12. Lots of RBs here late. A lot of tight ends right here. Look, there's 8, 10. A lot of tight ends by round 12. So people are really, if they hadn't got a tight end by now, they're starting to get a little crazy in here. Okay. And quarterbacks are silent in round 9, but pick up again round 10. Okay. Round 13 looks like we've got place kickers and defenses are showing up. So if you just got to have Tucker or got to have the top D, is that Baltimore or Philadelphia, or whatever it is, here it is. This is where it's going to happen. So you need to make some plans about when and where and what. And again, here's 17 to 20, what could and should be going on here. And you can make predictions, but what you shouldn't do is be surprised that things are happening. You should never say, wow, I didn't think that was going to happen. What would surprise me if things were exactly opposite of what everybody else is doing? That would be a strange draft. I bet you that your draft is about what this is going to show us here. Okay, let me continue. This is another draft. And by the way, all these static images will be in my article on Science of Fantasy. You might like this. You can look at a team here. There's the team, the position, and the round numbers. And that number is of how the average of the position based on the ADP value. So I converted ADP into 0 to 100 scale. So I put all the positions on the same scale so we compare across here. So you can get a feel for what you can get. You can get Murray, for instance, round 18. Look at that. Okay, if you got to have him, there he is right there. Atlanta. Ritter is so poor, he's not even going in the first 20 rounds. Okay, Bijan Robinson is. Second RB's going right there around 11. Okay. Pitts and Drake London, etc., are starting to go in round 5, that kind of thing. So you can look at the teams and see round 2, there's Andrews for Baltimore right there, that kind of thing. So you can look across at the teams and just get an idea of what's what there. And look at Buffalo, for instance. If you're thinking you're going to, if you're thinking you're going to harvest some Buffalo players late, uh, here's this is probably Kincaid. This is probably Knox. That's about it. All the main guys, they're gone by here, right? They're not in here. So this can tell you what might be out there, certain segments of the draft. So I use this as a little bit deeper planning here because I just don't want to be surprised to think, oh, well, Fields has gone by round 5. So was Burrow. Okay, I just don't want to be like, how is that? Look at Carolina's first running back, round 6, that kind of thing. Wide receivers, Thielen and Mingo, they're all clustered right around round 14. So if you think they're a value, you could wait till round 14. So use these draft aids with the patterns, and you can get a little deeper into this. So I really love this, and I'll just sit here and stare at this. And I would say you go down uh, uh, top to bottom, and then go bottom back up. Sometimes you get a little exhausted in thinking about things. Look at Washington, tight ends, QBs. It's all about the running backs and WRs in the first 20 or so. So you can start. There's Henry, round 2 there. Burks, round 4. Or is it D-Hop? D-Hop, round 4. I guess Burks is right here, 9 here. So if you wanted to stack, those two, you could. That kind of thing. So you probably won't be able to take Kittle and one of the WRs, Samuel together. Probably not going to happen. But you could take CMC in one of those if you wanted. So you can kind of plan stacks like that. So again, I'll have this. You can do some planning. You're saying, boy, it sounds like a lot of work. That's fine. Don't do the work. Just hope and pray something good happens to you in the draft. But I don't believe that. Okay. This is to the player level. And in this case, start with defenses here. I have the projection values on a scale of 0 to 100 and the ADP values, and I subtract anything positive is thought to be uh, good. So, for instance, Kansas City, okay, it's thought to be really good as far as projections, but you can get them cheaper because they're at 64, right? Philadelphia's grabbed first. So the difference is 35 positive. So Kansas City's a better bargain than Philadelphia, that kind of thing. Love the Chargers. Miami's okay. Cleveland. So you can use these to find your targets here. Love Denver's kicker. Okay. You can wait late on him. I love late kickers that may have value. Blankenship, I guess he's still he's for Tampa Bay. He looks good. A late kicker, that kind of thing. Here's quarterbacks. Notice it's hard to find some bargains in here, isn't it? There's some that are the deeper negative, the little bit more concern I have. So I have concerns about Jackson, uh, Herbert, Fields, and Lawrence are 4 that there's a disconnect between projections and ADP. Doesn't mean I won't take them, but it just makes me triple check what am I doing at this point. And again, here's running backs, same kind of thing. You can look. I've been taking Fournette everywhere I could. He's kind of the last big guy standing. And you can get him late. That just seemed like a free square to me. And I'm not sure Elliott's value has caught up with him yet. He still may value. So take a look at this, see what you think. Not a lot of value in RBs. People are pretty good about that. Here's tight end. There's a few bargains, but not a lot. You have to go way late to get some super bargains. I love Zach Ertz as my, tight end 3. Okay, Noah Fant, love him as my tight end 3. So in premium leagues, I'm interested. Word about Pitts. Take a look, -11. Nobody else is that bad. So that just shows everybody's concerned. Doesn't mean he won't have a great year. Just means there's some, a wide range of possibilities is how I interpret that data. WRs, here they are. Not a lot of bargains, folks. Okay, because everybody's forcing their way into WRs. This is a really strange year to find bargains here. So the less negative are the top 5. Probably Devontae Adams may be in the top 5 projections, but he's 16th, so he could be. He's somebody I'm liking a lot, but I don't end up drafting him a lot. I don't know if I can't. Probably at that thing I'm doing, I'm maybe doing something else, but I'll just tell you there's some stuff here. Godwin, I love. Look at -13, not bad. Love Mike Evans, -11. Those are not bad. Anything minus low number gets my attention there relative to their ADP. So you can go through all that. I've got a whole bunch of potential bargains. There's more than there's going to exist, right? That's just the way it all works. And the further you get, the more tricked you can be. Everybody seems to be a bargain late, okay? Because nobody really knows projection wise what the hell's going on. That's why it gets a little funky. It's like I kind of like this, but the data kind of gets a lot squishy the later you go in the draft. Anyways, 22 minutes of me running my mouth. So listen to this. I hit the high points. You can see what I use as draft aids and tools next couple weeks. In case something, injuries, of course, you got to pay attention. Anyway, I'll put the static images and the whatnot for your weekend pleasure. I'll try to get this out today or tomorrow, Friday or Saturday. Okay, good luck. Woo woo. We're having fun.